Hey, welcome back to another episode of Pints with Pals. I'm your host, Jeremy, and with me this evening is Mike. How's it going, Mike?
It's going okay. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. I'm doing not too bad. The last episode we did was pretty interesting. That we had a natural light. Was not a fan.
No, we had a
I wish it
natural
was.
ice. That's what I kept trying to tell myself not to
Oh,
have. Was
natural ice,
natty
natural
ice.
ice. Gosh
Yeah.
darn it. Yeah,
I
natty
know. I
ice.
kept saying no to that every single time. It's like that I couldn't say the other one. What are we drinking tonight,
Oh man.
Jeremy?
Well, tonight we're having a tropical bear hug by Goose Island. I have never
No,
had this. I've
it's a
seen it a
tropical
bunch.
beer hug.
A beer hug. Did I say bear hug again?
Yeah, it's because they
I
put a
probably
bear
did.
on the damn thing.
Yeah, it messes me up.
This
But
one,
yeah,
this
this
one's
sucker
gonna
comes in
really
at
mess us up.
9.9. Yeah,
Yeah,
9.9%. It's a.
it's gonna be a tough one.
I do like the
I
colors though.
I have
Ooh.
mixed
Mixed feelings.
emotions. Yeah. I I didn't know I don't know um what to expect, but the tropical notes I feel like I'm excited for.
Wow, this is just as clear as
Is it
that
natty ice?
natty ice we drink. Look at that.
Holy cow. I would have expected it to be wow, that is clear. That's scary clear.
Very,
So
very tropical, citrusy.
I barely smell any of the IPA. I don't really
I
taste the
kind of like it.
IPA either.
Yeah.
Yeah. This may go up there. So this one was inspired by a in the last episode you guys just saw. I wanted to do a gas station beer, so I made like just something that we all could get that's readily available. So like any of the viewers and stuff, because we
Right.
tend to drink some stuff that's a lot more higher rarity for anywhere other than probably Michigan at this point.
Yeah.
So like I was like, hey, let's go get a gas station beer. So I made Jeremy take a picture of like the beers at his gas station or his local convenience stores or whatever it is. And then we saw this one, and I was like, ooh,
Yep.
I've been wanting to try this one. It's actually made by Goose Island, which is
Yep.
the ones that make one of my favorite beers, the barrel aged Imperial Stout, is called. Wow.
Is it county something?
Yep, Bourbon County. Yep.
Or Bourbon County, that's what it is. Yep.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. This is actually really good.
Oh no, it is. I mean, I definitely get some. I get mango. I don't think any much pineapple. I mean, maybe a little bit on the nose, but yeah, I think it's more of the nose and a little bit of peachy kind of flavor.
I feel like the pineapple hits
at
the
the
front of
moment.
my tongue,
Maybe.
and then the back of my palate ends up feeling more. I feel like that's more the mango slash peach. I do feel like as soon as you said peach, I was like, yep, that's the peach flavor I get.
Peach and like some citrus stuff to it. Yeah. Does it say ingredients what they put into it? They don't, do they?
No.
I don't see nothing on there. I didn't see nothing on the website either, but their short description, which is very short, it's like 2 sentences. It was like, this big Imperial IPA is juicy, bursting with mango, pineapple, and peach flavors. It's just a thing to elevate your pit tickets or to celebrate your friend finally dumping Alex. We never liked Alex. So, poor Alex, you're out of the picture. Get out of here, guy. Or gal. Because it's just one of those names I'm not sure of.
What's a pit ticket?
Mosh pits? That's what they popped in my head.
I can't imagine drinking a like bluish thing with a bear on it in a mosh pit, but maybe.
Pink sunglasses. The pink goose at the very bottom, like right there.
Yeah, the Goose Island, Goose Island logo. I do think that I would have this again. It is going to probably be in the rotation between this and the other Juice Force. Yeah, I think I would alternate between the two. So it's a thumbs up for me.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's really, really good. Yeah, I guess the only difference is like the Juice Force that we've had a few times. Not on this podcast, but just personally, they use oats to kind of give it that more of the mouthfeel, the creaminess, and stuff like that. Where this is a little bit drier, I think. At least on my palate, it's a little bit drier, which I don't mind. I kind of like it.
I feel like the Juice Force has a little bit more IPA notes to it, where this doesn't really as much. I mean, it does slightly, but it's not as. I think that the tropicalness is kind of hiding that a little bit more so in this one.
Right.
Although I'm getting over a cold, so who knows what my taste buds are tasting right now. So I guess I will let you guys know in a few weeks when I have another one, or a month or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I think it's really neat. Like we were talking off camera earlier today, and they had two other ones too. They have one. What did I say it was? I think it's called a juice bear hug, and there was another one they had as well too. I can't remember what it was called though, but they have. Goose Island definitely has a unique line of beers, for sure.
Yeah, they have a juicy and a big juicy. So they have a
Yeah,
hazy.
that's the other one.
Wow, they have 5 of them. They have a hazy beer hug, a neon beer hug. I want to say bear every single time. A big juicy beer hug, and then a juicy beer hug. I would be willing to try all of those, I guess. We could do a
I wouldn't
beer
mind.
hug season almost.
Right. I think I've seen the juicy one. I've not seen the other two, or at least it wasn't at that the gas station I was at the other day. I could probably look around, maybe try to find it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying more by them. Yeah, I didn't know that. I assumed Goose Island was a barrel aged beer only kind of thing because the way you always talked about it and going there and Billy, that's what
you
you
thought
like.
it was?
So I just assumed. Just only.
Okay.
I didn't know they made. I never looked at the website. Never looked them up until whenever I started looking up for the info on this. That they actually have a variety of different styles, which is pretty cool. I just wonder how does that work out for companies when they have so many different varieties of beers. Like, does it like balance out at the end of the year? Or do they just like, oh well, it's just a wash? I've always been curious about kind of stuff like that.
I think that, so like Founders, for instance, I think was one of the first like barrel aged beer places that, well, I knew them as barrel aged beers, but when you go to their tap room, they have like 10 or 15 beers on tap all the time. So like I guess because they're only making the barrel aged stuff for like one time, so it's just one giant make of it, and then they move on to all the other stuff. So I'm guessing they just like, I'm guessing that potentially having their brewery just kind of sit doing nothing is a waste of money for them.
I'm sure it is too.
But they only have like 3, 6, 9, 10, not like 10 year-round beers. They have the 312, which, funny story, don't call it 312 because they don't know what the hell that is. So 312 is apparently the area code for Chicago. So like if you say 312, which I was calling it for whatever reason, because I'm an idiot, they just gave us like some random other beer. It was an IPA, I think, because I'm like, this is disgusting. And then we had like 2 sips of it. We were in Chicago. We had like 2 sips of it, and we're like, this isn't the beer we ordered. And they're like, sorry, you took a sip of it. I'm like, how would we have known what beer it was without? So I was like, okay, well, guess you don't get a tip today, buddy. Sorry. Like, and even if it's not, if it's your fault, yeah. It was on Navy Pier, and I was just like, I was so pissed off. And I'm like, this is disgusting. So that's a wheat ale. The 312 is a wheat ale. It's like, I think it's a, they also have a shandy version of it, which is seasonal. And that's better. I like the shandy version of it. They just have a regular IPA, a full pocket Pilsner, and then all the Bear Hug ones. And then they have some Belgian wheat. They have a Sophie and a Maldina. I've had the Sophie. We went there once and they had Sophie Mosas, so they mixed it with orange juice or pineapple juice or something, and it was delicious. I was very surprised. It was kind of a weird pairing to have like a beer in an orange juice. I've had beer and lemonade, so I guess it's not that far off, but it was pretty tasty.
Not really. I don't think so. As long as the beer goes with it, like wheat, like you usually use like citrus and wheat beers and stuff like that, so I can see that for sure. No, that's pretty interesting. No, like I said, I mean, I have not seen a whole lot of Goose Island down here. At the few stores that I do go to, one's the beer store, and of course the other one's like looking at random gas stations. I guess it's my other thing I do now, or we'll try to do off and on, just to find some weird stuff. That being said, I think I'll probably get some more of these, honestly, just to kind of have them around, just for a nice little
right?
slipper.
I don't know if I want
it's necessarily.
A lot. If I could find, it'd be nice. Well, so you found this. So you would think that Goose Island obviously distributes in your thing, unless like these 22-ounce cans get like put in a special truck, and then they only go they go a lot further.
We could,
but
if it was at a
I would
gas station, that means anything.
Yeah, British Petroleum.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I mean they obviously have small cans because I'm looking at their website, but I would like to get a variety pack of the beer hug variety pack. Hopefully they have. Oh shoot, there's how many were there? 5. That doesn't work very well in a 12-pack variant can thing, because I was like, hopefully there's 3 of each, and then I could just buy them and then split the whole thing, because that'd be kind of fun.
You find a 15-pack of 3 of each. There you go. If they have that. So
yes.
Make a 15-pack. I guess an 18-pack. There you go.
Yeah.
Make 18.
Well, yeah, but then you can't divide it.
They may not.
Maybe they have a 20-pack and they divide it into 3 or 5s. Wait, what?
5s.
4. We'll get 4 of them. Turns out this is a 9.9%.
3. Yeah, that's pretty strong. But it's not like it doesn't have much of an alcohol burn though, which is nice.
No, it doesn't have much of a whatever the hell it is aftertaste either. The IPA aftertaste that I can't stand.
No.
I think the next one I would be the most excited to drink is their Big Juicy. If you look at the description of that one, it has aromas bursting with tropical bouquet of passion fruit, orange, and guava. And I'm like, ooh, that might be fun. What does a regular juicy one look like? This one is very there's literally nothing. It's just a hazy. There's no
Also, they do have a variety 12-pack. What's in it? It has. Oops. I just lost the picture of it. Juicy, neon, hazy, and tropical 12-pack.
Huh. That's cool. So it's a 12-pack with 3, so there's 4 of each can. Or is there 4 in there? Dang. It'd be awesome if there were 4 in there. Oh, there's 3 or 4?
So there's 4 different beers in there.
Okay. Tropical 3. Was one of them.
Yeah. Tropical, neon, hazy, and juicy.
Dang. I want the super juicy. Big juicy. So they are... So so the tropical and the big juicy are both 9.9, which I feel like is high. The hazy is 6.8, neon is 7.0, and then the juicy is 7.3. So the other ones are all kind of like 2% less. Actually, like 3% less.
I was just thinking the hazy was 6.8, so that's definitely 3% less. Yeah, which means a lot if you're slamming them, or drinking them rather quickly, or
right. So you can literally have like 1 or 2 of these.
Yeah.
Especially at a 22-ounce.
Are these 22s? I think they are.
I have no idea. I feel like these cans... The other one we had was 25, so this one feels tiny.
So this is 19.2. That's what this is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
pay a little bit more and give us a little bit less.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy it. So I'm not going to complain. I mean, it's got the alcohol in it for sure. And definitely, I can see my face is getting red in the camera.
I think that it's kind of cool. So in this situation, I feel like what we do, where it's like we have 1 beer or 2 beers a night. I feel like this is the perfect amount of beer for a Friday night. I don't know if I could have had this on a Monday night. Even just the 1 can, I think would have been too much for the first night or for the Monday night. But I do like, I like the taste of this. I like the smell is good. Smell is kind of weak, but decent.
I think it's pretty.
Well,
I like it's very tropical pineapple. Yeah, like you said, you're still getting over a little bit of a cold. That can be part of the problem as well. So, did you do anything interesting or have anything interesting planned for this weekend?
Nope.
Or,
No, we had some
nope.
stuff
Wow.
planned, but we're going on a cruise. So tropical was very poignant for me. We're going on a cruise next week, and I didn't want to, ironically, get sick, so we didn't have any plans, and then I got sick anyway.
This coming up weekend, I did part of the chores I was supposed to do. I took down the Christmas lights finally. I was sick for a month, and the last 2 weekends it was snow and then rain. So today at lunch I went out there, took them down. It took me 25 minutes. It took me like 2 hours to put them all up, but it took me like 25 minutes to take them all down. So I was like, no, I didn't. It's about Rob ass. You just rip them off. Like, no, they just came off really easily. What else am I supposed to do? Oh, I go to optometrist tomorrow. I got to get my eyes. It's been 2 years. I got to get my eyes checked. I'm sure they're fucking shot. And then what are we doing Sunday? I don't think we're doing anything. I think that's about it for the weekend, really. Hopefully Sunday's a little more relaxing. 'Cause I know next weekend will be a little more busy, but this weekend, hopefully this Sunday will be a little more mellow. This week I got a bottle of beer. I still got my Easter beer. I got a bottle. So
one eternity later. I was also wondering what, I know our episode's running a little long, but maybe people want to hear that. Nobody listens to this stupid shit anyway. So what, nobody's still with this podcast. Like they even myself, I watched the first like 10 minutes to make sure it was live. And then I'm just like, I'm out.
No.
What do you, should I just get floating dip tubes? Or whatever they are.
Depends on what you want to do, I guess.
Well, I mean, if I'm ever going to do any kind of home brewing, and I don't, because like from what you were saying, it sounds like a pain in the ass to like clean it out after if you brew in your barrel, brew in your keg, it seems like a pain in the ass. But I feel like it's always going to have, no matter what you do, you're always going to have sediment, right? Like you're always going to have like that freaking
yeast
pear bear,
hop matter or whatever. Yeah, always.
Would there ever be a reason not to have a floating one?
No, not really. Save money because they already come with dip tubes. That's the only reason why not to. Because you're always going to get the clearest beer at the top. That's always going to be like if you're making ales, lagers, and you want something clear like this without buying like a filtration system, you could just get the top because everything, like you said, everything's just going to settle to the bottom. If you don't, another way to get around it is you can cut off like half an inch off the dip tube itself. So some people don't like doing that, but you can do that because that's about how much trub or whatever will be at the very bottom of it. And even then, your first glass could be very vegetable looking, really not milky.
Well, I feel like
hazy. So I don't want that.
I feel like if you kept doing that, then it would just like. The longer it sat, the more shit's gonna fall out of it, and then like so you would just like if you don't drink it fast enough, if you don't drink it fast enough, you would just like constantly be pulling the crap out of the bottom. Versus like you get to the very if you have everything from the top down, you're gonna have just like good beer, good beer, good beer, good beer, good beer, good beer, and then like the last maybe like I don't know 5 to 10 beers in a really bad beer.
Probably be that. Probably your last couple beers, honestly. When you get
I don't see any I don't see any drawback to that.
I would recommend buying the one that I got. Then that's what I would do. I wouldn't buy. They have cheaper ones that all it is just a floating ball and just a hose.
And that's what I saw when I pulled the trigger on my.
You could do that. Totally fine. It'll work. It'll do the job. But if you want a nice clear beer, I would pay. It's double the price, basically, maybe a little bit more now. But it has two different microns. It has a 400 and a 200. Or a 400, 200. I think 200 is bigger. Anyways, has two different filters that it actually goes through. Granted, it's extra cleaning you got to do at the end of the day, but whatever. I think they're really nice. I really, really like them. I would buy more for sure myself. I think the guy that invented it is a brilliant man.
Yeah, and I like to give smart people like that money, especially because they're not overcharging. Like, so when you say it's going to be like double the price, it's like, okay, it's $20 or less than $20 because like the other dip tube is like $8 or something. So I don't mind, because if I were to have invented something that I am truly like happy about, and I'm selling it for basically cost plus like a small commission, I would be happy as hell. Like, because it's really difficult for somebody that doesn't have like infinite funds, essentially, like a major corporation or China, to develop something that is actually a good product. But yeah, I was thinking, because the one you were talking about with the ball, I'm like, well, what the hell happens when it gets to the bottom? It's still going to suck the like stuff out of the bottom. Whereas like I think yours is. Have you ever? So do you use it every time? Is it in all of your kegs now, or your?
No,
How
I
many
only
kegs
have
do
the
you have?
one, and I use it when I do for fermentation under pressure. So every time we use, because like what, because when you go through that whole process, besides the beers fermenting obviously, but you are setting how much pressure still stays inside the keg itself, so the beer is actually getting fermented on top of it as well, so it's actually carbed a little bit. So like there's no point of like taking the lid off to all that kind of stuff. You would lose a little bit of gas, not much because it's still in solution, but it's already there, it's ready to go. And once I get set up, I just drop it into the keezer and just start pouring.
Okay.
So it's about $30 for the whole kit. Now you don't have to buy the whole kit. I did because it has a really nice little hook thing that he made. Because sometimes like the hose might, as you're trying to put it up, you may drop it because you have to reach your hand up in there and try to connect it. So instead of dipping your hand in all the wort and stuff like that, you just take these pretty much stainless steel hook, and you kind of grab it and you pull it back up and stuff like that. So to me, $30, it was well worth it. I'd buy it again. I'd buy anything he makes. Honestly, he makes really cool
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of like I said, supporting people that are innovative in the industry that's like, I feel like it's super old, like, and potentially dying a little bit. Like, people aren't home brewing as much. I feel like the pandemic kind of pushed it a little bit more because people couldn't go anywhere. So they're like, well, screw it. I'm gonna brew from home and then not go to the bar. But I feel like it's a talent to, and people aren't as skilled as somebody that you're gonna get at a brewery and stuff. Like, you excluded, obviously, you won first place in your thing. So I'm not going to be able to compete at that level. But I think that my having the keezer is going to kind of push me into that, like, well, now I have like 2 or 3 open taps.
Yeah.
What can I do on it? And that's what I was thinking. Where I'm going to go way off topic again now. We're already 37 minutes into this episode, but if I were to ferment under pressure a cider, I wonder how, like, well, so the problem is, though, you have to back sweeten ciders. So if you were to ferment under pressure, then open it, because I like carbonated. I want a carbonated cider, but I need to stop it from
cider.
Yeah, I want to stop, like, yeah, like a champagne, essentially.
So to back sweeten it, I guess you would want to use
I couldn't back
probably
sweeten it. I think
non-fermentable. Well, you could maybe
no,
non-fermentable sugars.
right. I can't. I'm too susceptible to that, or I can't. I can taste that and it grosses me out, and so does my wife. She's just like, nope. So I'd have to throw that tablet in there that kills all the yeast, and then add some sort of sugar, like a concentrate or whatever, and then let it go. But then I wouldn't. There would be no point to really doing the fermenting under pressure.
Yeah, because you would have to stir it, right, and then you would pretty much degas it, which may not be a bad thing, because some ciders that I have made, because I made 6.
I know where you're going with
6
this.
so far. I think it has a really bad rhino fart smell to it, right? So, but if you let it sit there for a while, it just degasses itself, and the smell goes away, and it's fine. It's a fine thing to drink. So it may not be a bad thing to do that. That'd be a fun experiment if you ever go down that route. You have to let me know. And I do like, and again, if you do under pressure, I would recommend his Swiss Army knife.
No, that's why I was like, that's what I was thinking. Is it's like I kind of want to just buy both of his things, like buy at least one of those, and maybe however many kegs I can fit in my thing. So I have 4, so I might as well have 4. But well, no, I'll probably have like a manufactured beer on tap.
Yeah, like a whatever Bud Light, since you like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I bought 1 or 2 of the like
Sankey, I think they're called.
I can't remember.
Sankey taps.
Barrel ball. Nope. I don't know. But yeah, the one that like just kind of screws in.
I think they're Sankeys. I think is what they're called. Or D-Sankeys or some crap like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I bought 2 of those. So like I was thinking like I'll have like a summer beer and then like a heavy beer. Yeah. So I actually like the reason this whole came up, but Goose Island is the beer that I have. So they're what is it? Bourbon County Stout is why I'm building this, because my buddy, the one that's normally above me, and my buddy Tates, who's a listener, he's not going to get this far in the episode, that's for damn sure. But they bought me a 2018 Bourbon County 6th of a barrel, so like 5 gallons of that. So I want to put that on tap, but I waited too long, and now I'm going to wait till next fall to do it. So I'm gonna I'm gonna have 4 empty taps or 3 empty taps. And I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, like I said, that spunded valve that he makes, like I've not used it to its full potential. Like it can do so much stuff, but I'm going to try and brew more beer this year, and I need to invest in smaller kegs. I want to do smaller batches. I want to experiment. I think this is the year for me of experimenting. Because there's so many different things I want to try. Like I said, I went out and I bought this book, and this whole book is on recipes from like 1800s to 1965, and it covers like porters and stouts and IPAs. I didn't know they had IPAs back in the day. Oh, no, I guess they did. No, I guess they did because the Indian Valley. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. They have bitters and mild ales and Scottish ales, and they have bourbon ales, which I'm kind of curious what a bourbon ale versus what a barrel aged bourbon ale is. Like, well, what is the difference on that? And I can't be making 5-gallon batches. There's just no way. It's just I would never be able to drink it. It'd be a waste. But I'm thinking I usually do like 3-gallon batches. I'm thinking about trying like 1-gallon batches.
Yeah, it's just a time thing,
it may cost me
right?
more money. Yeah, I think it'll cost me more money in the long run.
Yeah,
but I'd be able to experiment more. Right.
Is it like coffee where like it's like coffee where you're like, if you make 6 cups of coffee, you're going to use like a ton of coffee. But if you make 12 cups of coffee, you're going to use like a third less, because like you're going to be able to steep that stuff a lot longer. Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
So I was looking because you had, this is a too long episode. I could just talk for hours on this subject, but basically, I was looking at those like smaller stackable kegs, and
gallons.
That would be super, super cool, to really kind of like just experiment. Cause that's the biggest thing I wanted to do, was like, I wanted to make the same beer or cider 2 different ways or 3 different ways, and then see like which way actually worked better. And then kind of take that, like change one thing, like use like sugar, use syrup, then use honey. What of those 3 did you like the most? Did you like the honey? Go with the honey. Then do something else. Like change the same things, but like trying to maybe just 2, because I bought two things. I was going to do 1 and 2. I was going to do sugar and honey, and then see of those 2 if there was a difference. And because obviously there's a price difference. Like the honey one's going to always cost more. Exactly. But if it's better in like a better way, then like, okay, take that. Now add different, like, so I want to try plum versus prune or something.
Right. Or cherry, blueberry, whatever you're going to choose. Even with a honey, you could do whatever honey you find. You could do clover honey, you could do wildflower honey. You could just like, there's so many different variations of that too. Because like, yeah, you could experiment as far as your money can take you, basically.
Yeah, so that's what I really wanted to do. But then cleaning stuff was just no fun for me. So I was like, I don't like doing this. But if you were
Well,
if you were to do like a smaller batch, then it'd be quicker to boil, quicker to like clean up. Not you don't have to clean up as much, right? Like you don't have to clean up at all, other than like if you want to like because they're not going to be. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe this is just my naiveness. I would assume that like once you've boiled in something, it's not going to really impact it much if you just like rinse it out and then boil again because like you've just cleaned it all out. So like you've gotten any bacteria that's in there is going to be like basically good bacteria. So yeah, I don't know.
No, that'd be fun. And even then, I mean, I feel like Angela would help as well too, since she likes cider and stuff like that, and beer. So that's something you guys could do together. So you could just flip flop turns. Like, well, hon, I'm going to watch the pot this time while you do this, and then we'll just flip flop. I'll do the other thing while you watch the pot or whatever it is you're
And the
doing.
reality is,
But
we're probably just gonna like shove it in the dishwasher and just take the top rack out and just shove the like 5-gallon or 10-gallon thing in the dishwasher.
Right, but the cool thing about cider is you don't have to do a whole lot of really washing. You just
there's
take the juice.
nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
Making
there's
beer,
nothing
you
to
will, but no, not at all. But I did have a little bit of a recipe. Mine would be more hazy because I thought this was gonna be more of a hazy IPA.
I would have assumed it was
IPA.
going to be so clear.
Yeah, and it's not. It's so clear. So like my recipe doesn't really go with the style. It go with more like the juice force. But I came up with like, and I think I do really want to try this. I just don't have a circulation pump, which kind of sucks. I wish I did. But it would start off like 10 pounds of Pilsner malt to again just your base malt to get the bulk of the sugars. I would use almost 2.5 pounds of flake oats. I want a lot of body. I want to be not quite biscuits, but really close to it. I'm going to use a pound of golden naked oats, which again more oats, so even more body, mouthfeel. It's going to be velvety on the tongue. That's what I'm thinking anyways. And going to use white wheat malt as well. Again, add more body, more flavors. Again, still sugars at the top of it. And so this is the weird part. So you go through, you would bring this up to about 154 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's say for about 60 minutes, you'll steep in it. And then I boil it for 60 minutes. Don't add any hops yet. So totally different than anything else I've ever said, because it's usually like, I'm gonna add hops now for 60 minutes, 30 minutes, blah blah. This I'm gonna let it boil for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna drop the heat down to 180 degrees, and then I'm gonna throw in my first hop addition. And if I had a whirlpool, basically I could just recirculate the wort over and over and over again. Basically, while I do it, I would just stir it every so often just to be the poor man's whirlpool. So I would do a hop stand for 30 minutes. Go ahead.
So because your thing has like a tap on the bottom of it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yep.
So you could literally hook it up and just like if you had a pump that would be able to circulate at 140 or 150 degrees, 180 degrees, you would be able to like just kind of dump it in the top.
Just kind of go
basically.
around. Yep, keep going round and round and round. Yep, most definitely. Cool. But yeah, so I would add in 2 ounces of Galaxy and 2 ounces of Mosaic hops. I'm kind of torn on Galaxy. I may switch that out with like more citrus hops instead. Galaxy is one of those weird hops that you get citrus, you get this, you get that, and sometimes it doesn't always taste that good. With Mosaic, you get blueberry and mango and tropical notes and stuff like that. So I may switch out the Galaxy for citrus. Anyways, it's just for 30 minutes, so it's really not that long. Where you get a lot of the fruit bomb or the tropical bomb, it's going to be about 7 days into it. So you're going to let it sit for about 7 days, ferment, and once the fermentation stops, and then I'm going to throw in a total of 8 ounces of hops. So 4 ounces of, again, either Galaxy or Citra, and then definitely 4 ounces of Mosaic, and just let it sit and do its thing for another week or so. And then I'll add about 2 packs of yeast to really churn through all this stuff to get that ABV that I'm looking for, which is still under 8%. But there's going to be so much fermentable sugars there. If I didn't throw in the 2 packs of yeast, I think it would just be still a very sweet, low ABV beer.
So, are you throwing in the yeast after those 7 days? So it's going to sit for 7 days without yeast?
Yeah, it's going to have yeast in it the whole time. The whole time. Yep.
So then the yeast would go in. The yeast would go in before the dry hops.
Yeah. The order on here is not I
Gotcha.
read it kind of wrongly, but yeah, the order's wrong.
No. Like you have it
Probably.
on here back. Like I messed it up, but
Don't
so
worry
like
about it.
basically once it's done boiling and you cool it back off, that's when you would add your
Yeah.
yeast, and then 7 days later you would add your dry
hops.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We would
That
add
sounds,
all the dry
that sounds
hops
amazing.
and just So it'd be and the reason why again even hops have I learned this probably about a year ago. I don't think I ever talked about it. Even hops have some sugar in it. So when you dry hop, you're still throwing some sugars into it. Like how much I don't know off the top of my head, but there's still some residual sugars that within the hops themselves. So, yeah, this is a 15-minute episode. I mean, like just
I might have to
derailed what
edit
I
a
was
whole
just
bunch of
saying.
this out. Just be like, no, this is like a
Yeah,
patrons only.
a bonus. Yeah, there you go. But the IBUs is only it can be under 40.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be delicious. You're saying?
Yeah. But still, I'm still thumbs up on this beer. This beer is still really good. I've only had this much left.
Yeah, I think I have less than that, and I hate IPAs.
I think you hate the name.
I hate some of them.
Yeah, no, I get.
I was
think it's
I was
West
worried
Coast.
that
I think
maybe
the piney ones, piney grapefruit. Yeah, that's West Coast.
The thing I was scared about with this one, and maybe why I drank it so fast, is I was like, if it gets warm, is it going to be gross? Like Shorts All Day IPA or whatever the hell the other one was that we had. It wasn't All Day IPA. It was like a Two Hearted. Two Hearted is gross. Warm.
Yeah. Ice cold is delicious.
Yes. All right. I think that's an episode. Whether or not this is a 51 minute episode, I don't know. You might see like a shorts episode. Anyhow, enjoy a pint with your pals. I mean, there's nothing better than a pint with your pals.
Exactly. Please drink responsibly. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ask questions. If voting comes up, vote. Join Discord. Didn't forget this time. We also have just audio podcasts as well too. We're starting to grow a little bit. We actually have 10 subscribers, which I just realized last week. So we probably gained 3, and probably take about a year to gain three more subscribers, which is to me I think is a big deal. So it means we're actually going somewhere. But this is our 3rd season, and what is that? How many episodes do you think we've done so far?
It's 45 plus 5, so 50 episodes. It's our 50th
episode.
episode. Hey, congratulations!
Yeah,
no,
episode.
Wait, this is that whole math problem we did really, really wrong. This is our 45th episode, I think, because we did 25 plus 15 is not 45. It's 40. I'm sorry. 40, so this is our 45th episode.
45th. So on our 50th, we're gonna do live, I assume.
We can.
We should.
But it's gonna mess with her. Yeah.
If we're gonna keep on talking, it's gonna be an hour. So, cheers.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. 9 point. Cheers.
Oh, Jesus. Good night, guys.
Good night. Good morning. It's gonna come out at whatever.
That's true. It's early mornings. All right, stop recording.
Good morning.